Hey.
What up, what up, what up?
Welcome back to another episode of A Lady and a Savage podcast. And if this is your first time with us, welcome. All right, so we want to kick it off today by letting you know that our show tonight is sponsored by Star Power Clothing and Company. They got hoodies, they got beanies, masks, kids wear, you name it, they got it. And also, when you sign up to join their members only club, you will receive special perks like discounts and the ability to skip the line on new release days, etc. So make sure to visit their website at starpowerclothing.com and follow their Instagram at Star Power Clothing.
Definitely look out for that. I already know I had a hoodie on last week, so if you want to see some of what it looks like, make sure that you check out the episode of last week. And also keep in mind that we're still looking for additional sponsors as well. So please submit that email at aladyandsavage@gmail.com.
That's right. aladyandsavagepodcast@gmail.com.
That's why she's here to always correct me.
All right, so that's what's up. Thank you so much, Star Power Clothing and Company, the self-believers. All right. Also want to remind viewers, we want to hear y'all's tea, okay? I'm going to just keep it funky. We want to get in y'all business. Send us some stuff. Send us some letters. Send us some scenarios, questions. We want to give our advice.
Basically, we want to be in your business.
We do. And I'm not saying we know everything, but we know some things. And we might give some good advice. We may give some poor advice, but let us give the advice. So hit us up. Our DMs are open. Our email is open. You know how to reach us. Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
We actually on YouTube, too.
Make sure you get into that YouTube, okay? Subscribe and share and like and comment.
Now let's get on this Black History Month.
All right. So
we're still in it. It ain't over yet.
This is super dope, and this is a great way for our last episode in Black History Month. Ahmaud Arbery, who was murdered 2 years ago, there is officially an Ahmaud Arbery Day. Second anniversary of his murder, the Georgia House of Representatives have passed a resolution to declare February 23rd is officially Ahmaud Arbery Day.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Finally something.
That's right. And then you had a dope Black History experience.
Big shout out to Central Kitchen, downtown Detroit. They had a celebration of Black culture private event last night that we got invited to. Great drinks, great food as usual. If you know me, you know that's one of my favorite spots downtown on Sunday. And also shout out to Christy. Happy birthday. It's her birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday, Christy.
Definitely want to tell her happy birthday.
We rock with Central the long way.
Hey, now, talking about Central, since it's downtown, and you like to be in the streets, and I know your ear has been to it, I know you got something to tell us.
Yes. I was living on the wild side, and I got out on a school night, and I went to the Legends of the Streets tour on one day.
Oh, wow.
The Legends of the Streets came to Detroit, and that was Jeezy, Rick Ross, Gucci Mane, Trina, and 2 Chainz. But I was on CP time, and I missed Trina and Gucci Mane. I was upset about that, though, because I really wanted to see Gucci. I mean, Trina, I really wanted to see Gucci, so I felt I was like, dang. So, but the concert was hype. Jeezy the Snowman brought it as usual. He should have closed the show down, but it was really Rick Ross who closed the show down. And I think he was a little salty because the crowd was kind of like,
it was over with after Jeezy.
We were.
And Jeezy, he definitely should have closed it out. That's just stupid.
So where our seats were, we could see the timer for like how long each set is supposed to be.
Okay.
When Rick Ross got off the stage, it was still like 7 minutes left. He was like, fuck Detroit.
Because we weren't hyped then. We weren't feeling
We weren't giving him nothing.
But he shouldn't have been a closer with a city where Jeezy is basically a Detroiter. So why would you not allow him to close?
Everybody.
Yeah, that's silly.
So that was a good time and a hell of a night. And then this week, the Brat, and remember we talked about her and Big Booty Judy expecting a baby? Well, they decided to make their family legal and official. They tied the knot. The stuff was on social media yesterday. I don't know when the actual wedding was.
Y'all see how thick the Brat is, though. She just as thick as Judy. She be trying to have that body. Boy, I know you saw it.
Do you remember when she used to be on Celebrity Boot Camp?
Yeah, so you should remember how thick she is.
I ain't thinking about the bread thickness.
Well, look, they looked good in their outfit, well, they dresses, whatever you want to call it.
Big Booty Judy out here lying about her age, because sis was looking a little seasoned in them pictures.
Oh, you wrong, Tosha.
I'm not age discriminating. I'm just saying somebody not keeping it all the way funky.
Well, that thigh and that hip that was coming out the side of that dress, looked age appropriate. That's all that matters.
And then we got Keke Wyatt, who broke the internet a little bit, dropping her pregnancy news. But what makes it a big deal is
I want somebody to take her ovaries out. I'm tired of her having babies. This is ridiculous.
Child, Keke Wyatt, the singer,
this is ridiculous.
Is expecting her 10th baby. She's on her third or fourth husband though.
So every time she has sex, she get pregnant.
Or her husband.
Because what husband number is there?
3 or 4.
Come on, Keke. Well, she from the South, right?
I want to know her secret. I'm trying to get on husband 1. Sis is on 3 or 4.
I guess keep getting pregnant.
Oh, I don't want
we'll
them
stay
problems.
around a little longer.
That's a lot of bills and a lot of not being able to sleep in, a lot of loss of nap times. Can you tell I'm not missing anything, being a parent?
I'm just trying to tell you, ask Keke. She know.
I'm grateful for my portion, okay?
Yeah, she popping them out. I don't want to talk about her and all them kids, though. That's a lot, bro.
Last but certainly not least, we all remember the allegations of Tory Lanez shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. Well, that pretrial has been pushed to April 5th, which led to a whole lot of tweeting going on between some of the parties involved. Megan and Tory were having some tweet wars back and forth, and Meg's man Party was jumping in it, and somehow DJ Academics got involved, but who cares about that?
Well, that story, I don't even understand why they still talking about it if it's already in the courts.
Because it's just going to trial.
Then let it play out in the courts. Who cares? Don't nobody care if he shot you in your foot. You and him, he probably had to shoot her. You see how big she is compared to him? Come on.
Said the only thing he guilty of is smashing 2 best friends and having that good D. That's what he said.
He did hit both of them from what they was saying basically online. So, what's the problem? I really don't understand why she that mad either. And he might have had to pop her in her foot when she found out that he was smashing her best friend. I could see her trying to fight him. Instantly.
I can see that too. If I found out you banging my best friend and me and you supposed to be on, yeah, it might raise a lot of emotion.
It was the opposite though. He was with Chelsea first, then behind Chelsea's back, she started messing with Meg.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's Jerrell, by the way.
Right. We have 2 guests. We gonna introduce y'all to.
That's an important piece, though.
That is an important piece. I didn't know that. See, he didn't say that either. He just said I went between the 2 best.
That's why academics is important because he kind of explained that part.
Okay. Because I was like, where DJ Academics come in?
He had the tea for real. He had the tea.
Oh, I need to go read his stuff because I was ignoring his tweets.
And Tosha leaving stuff out. She got to come with her facts. This is what happens. She's being corrected.
I'm okay being corrected because I don't want to be inaccurate.
I think that's a first though, because you normally always correct me.
Okay. That's okay. So now that Jerrell has spoken, let's just get into it. So last week we Chuck and I had a banter about should women have to pay alimony. Okay, so
it's fair game. So
this is going to lead us to a conversation about new school women anyway, and the new age woman. We got all these boss bees and women, a lot of women making more money than men. It's not like something that's unheard of anymore. So introducing our guests, we've got my Detroit lawyer.
Hey.
Hi.
Thank you.
Don't
for
try to be
joining
shy.
us.
She's going, hi.
My Detroit lawyer, and then we also have Jerrell. So we always try to keep it even, have some fellas and some ladies. Because I need somebody to hold me down.
What up, though?
So what's y'all
That's
thoughts?
the voice y'all heard to check Tosha. She needed it for the first time.
Checking is a strong
It's
statement.
a strong word. Thank you, Jerrell.
My word choice is kind of strong.
So, what y'all say? Should men be able to get alimony? Because I think it's crazy.
You can go ahead.
We can ask the attorney.
He say,
Yeah, let the lawyer talk.
Yes.
Tell us the facts.
Okay, so I mean,
It's equal,
yeah.
right?
Men should be allowed to get alimony based upon the way that things roll out. Yes, they should. It really depends on. I mean,
close your mouth, Tasha.
I mean, wait, hold on. Before it doesn't even matter what you say actually, because it's really based on who was the contributing person to the relationship. If you contributed more than the other person did, if you made more money while the other person took a back seat, whether it's a man or a woman, whatever the case may be, when the deterioration of the relationship comes around, that's how alimony gets granted. And mind you, I'm not specializing in family law. I'm not really probably the one that should be able to speak on it. But from what I do know, and I know what I know, yes, men can get alimony in a relationship, because in the same way that a woman can play the role of a housewife, a man can also play that same role. So if a woman can get alimony based on being a housewife, or even not necessarily being a housewife, but just the role the importance that a role plays in a relationship, it's
a very
two
important role.
It's two people.
She getting bread, I need it.
So if I was making more money than my husband, and my husband helped put me through school, and he let's say I got married young, I had kids, and I was going through law school and doing all these things, and my husband was the one holding down the house and doing all of these things, and then all of a sudden I boomed into a budding law career, and everything was what it was, and then we ended up getting a divorce. You think that man not coming after me for some alimony? You know he is, but realistically so, if my relationship was what it was, and that was the reason I was able to gain everything that I had, was because somebody was able, holding down everything that they were holding down. I mean, I'm just saying, that's the way it goes.
You didn't expect that, did you?
Well, I mean, I do realize that she's a lawyer and she's going to speak from a legal perspective.
By law, we all get paid.
But would you be salty?
Fuck yeah, but isn't everybody salty? Whether it's the man paying or the woman paying, everybody's salty.
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely salty. I'm done with your ass. I don't want to pay you shit.
But you gotta pay up.
The fuck on. But yes. But I still understand being the person. It's not me. That's not happening to me. So I can easily look at one of my clients, if I was doing that, and be like, yeah, listen, this is the way it goes. This is the way it is.
So you gotta be careful, Tasha, when you get married. Especially if you're waiting too long, you better grab one now.
I'm never going to be the breadwinner. I'm never going to allow a man to think that he can get out of money.
You don't know that, though. I do know that.
I do, because even if I know that I am, I now know that I'm going to keep secret money.
You can become famous.
Secret money, keeping money a secret.
You can't.
Secret money, keeping money a secret.
You should have a prenup, and then you should keep a separate account that never gets commingled. And you should start that account before the marriage, so that it's a premarital account that never gets commingled into any other.
Y'all gotta relax.
Secret money.
We gonna be one in front of God.
It doesn't
we can't
even
be
have
one
to
in the
be.
bank account.
I'm sorry, what was that?
We gonna be one in front of God, but we can't be one with a bank account.
I mean, that's why there's bank accounts, I think, is what she's saying.
No, we on the bank account together. We share everything.
Yeah, I think she's saying they will have an account,
No,
then there will be.
Have secret money.
That's what I'm saying. She got his money.
Tasha?
Well, I'm telling her it doesn't have to be a secret. She could just have an account that predates the marriage, that never gets commingled with the marriage, and that could always be her bank account.
I just feel like
in front of God, in front of her husband, in front of whoever she wants to put it in front of.
I think you need to find somebody that agrees with that if you're going to take that stand.
Well, I mean, I'll own the fact that maybe this is a little bit sexist of me, but I just feel like, why, as a man, would you even want to take a woman's money? Like.
Well, why is anybody? But I feel like, hold on. Based on what you said, I feel like I would not be offended if my husband was like, if my future husband, whoever, was like, oh yeah, I want to have my own bank account that's predating you, and you're never gonna. I wouldn't care. I'd be like, all right, cool.
That's personal preference. That's what you have to agree to before you get in a situation. She's talking about hiding money where she has an account that he doesn't know about.
Is it hiding?
Well, that doesn't.
I said secrets.
Yeah,
So that's something different.
I don't own it.
Now, if somebody has an account, we have a discussion, and you agree to it. That's totally acceptable. So.
I don't know the ins and outs. Maybe if it's a hidden account, maybe it's still because it's not commingled. I don't know enough about.
What you hide money for?
Tasha?
What you hide money for? What you hide money for?
I'm hiding money so that I can be straight. In case
You're going to be straight.
I'm hiding money because men are embarrassing. I'm hiding money.
You got to relax. You think you're going to get Mary J. Blige?
That's a concern.
But you're not Mary J. Blige, though.
I might be tomorrow.
I'm just
what
saying.
bad happened to Mary?
She got 30,
don't know what
she was paying $30K.
You don't know what the
And then
future
she was
holds.
broke. Like,
That sounds like a good payout to me.
I mean, she's paying $30K. I mean, what about what happened with Dr. Dre when he had to pay out? He paying like what, $1 million, 1.5 a
Listen,
year?
what happened?
1.5 a year to stay home. She don't have to do nothing but not get married no more.
But she was an attorney too, so it's not like she's a slouch. Like,
But she shouldn't get
But she wasn't
1.5.
working though.
why not?
Why I can't get 30?
You already said you want the life you were accustomed to.
1.5
That-
I want
1.5 is a lot.
kids. But my thing with Mary J. Blige too is they didn't even have kids. Like,
So
what
they
does
was
he
married
need
for
this
over 10
payout
years.
for?
What you mean? I helped your career. I guided you. I'm losing money.
Because best believe there'd have been some child support had there been some kids.
And wasn't he the manager?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What is happening?
So he
here?
probably took his, based off his
Come on,
salary,
now.
what he probably would have made being her manager and not being a manager no more. How that affected him. So
Come on, Tasha. We need it.
I don't know what to say.
We need it. So now
you can
no
say
longer wanna
that
talk
we're
about
right
it.
and
This
you're
very
wrong.
unacceptable.
Yeah, she's over it. She's over it
I
now.
just feel like this is why I know I don't classify as a new school, new age woman. Because number one, I'm not paying no dude's way outside of like date night or
My goodness.
gifts or you know what I mean? But
What
I'm
do you
not
mean
like
gifts? You're not buying gifts?
no, I said outside of those things.
Oh,
like
okay.
outside of date night, outside of gifts, you know,
You're
for
not paying
occasions.
bills. You're not doing none of that.
I mean, I'll pay some bills
So
or
you
I'll
wouldn't hold
contribute
nobody
to the
down.
house. I'll hold you down if it's required. But I don't want a man who comes into the situation expecting like everything to be 50-50 and
What if you just got out of jail and it gotta
I'm-
be it gotta be 10% to your 90?
Basically, she's not dating a jailbird, is what
Yeah.
she's telling you. So that's not a
because
possibility.
even if he just got out of jail and he's putting his life back together, go ahead and do that, pumpkin. Because at one point I had to put my life together along.
Calling me pumpkin is condescending. I don't even.
That's exactly where I was going with
Go
it.
ahead, baby.
Pumpkin? But this one call him beloved. Go ahead, beloved. Go ahead and get it together.
Listen, I'm just saying.
I understand.
I'm just saying. I am not built to take care of financially a grown man.
What about help? Assist.
Oh, I believe in the help me. I mean,
Sow into. Because sometimes you can just sow into a person and then you're gonna get 10 back. So even though he don't have it
I've
today,
seen
he can
people
have it
sow
a year
seeds,
from now.
and them seeds have grown elsewhere, not in their garden.
Maybe they wasn't actually watering it right.
Not see.
Maybe you picked the wrong garden.
That too. Or was that the wrong garden? Sometimes it happens, Tasha.
What's your idea of a new age woman?
I don't even know if y'all want to hear my
I do.
opinion. 'Cause,
I got to because I'm like, what?
I think
Hey,
the
keep
new
it
age,
savage.
the
That's
new
sometimes.
age, they don't cook. Ain't never don't actually can't even make a full meal. Probably can make the eggs or the bacon, but one or the other, not both. Really don't even know how to make a peanut butter and jelly
You're making
sandwich.
the eggs first.
Exactly. Or making eggs with a peanut butter and jelly. Shit that don't go together. Not organized. All she thinking about is getting that bag. Just it's all about the bag now. Everybody's a boss bitch. When I don't even understand where that became so popular to be a boss bitch. Like it's okay to be a boss.
Ooh,
But
I could tell you how it became popular.
how did it become popular, Tasha?
Men stopped working and doing shit. They stopped.
You got it. Nah, that's not true.
Men stopped working.
That's not true. We never stop working.
Why, Boog? Because you work. You are like one of few. Chuck is one of few. Jerrell one of few.
No, that's not true. Men
that's so
is not work.
false.
It's women been in
like
a
we
men,
work, don't
women
we?
have been put in a workplace now. You know what I'm saying? Like 30, 40, 50 years ago, women didn't have to work because of the cost of living. You know what I'm saying? You can work at Ford or GM and can afford a family, sometimes 2 or 3 of them, but
Could it?
the money went further. Now
It
you have a
did.
situation where
That's
I
why
see
you
the
think
stat-
women work? Just because money is going further? Like, you don't think that we actually want
No, back in the
to
day,
do
y'all didn't have
shit for
to. No,
ourselves?
no. What I'm saying, like back in the
Second.
no,
That's not what he said.
what I'm saying, like back in the day, women didn't have to work because a man made enough money to take care of the home.
I hear what you're saying. I
And plus,
understand that.
it wasn't-
But women didn't have to work, is what you're saying. But like, are you not giving any sort of consideration to the fact that maybe women want to work.
They just want to
Maybe
work.
we got shit we
want
want to do
y'all
too.
to work. Don't get it confused.
Most
Go to
women,
work.
they
But
do
I'm
want to
just
work.
going based off of what
But
he's
based
saying.
off, most women want to work now because it's all about control.
And that's the new age woman.
How you feel that? What?
Because you're not going to tell me what to do.
Yep.
I make my own money.
Yep.
I make my own moves.
Yep.
I do what I want to do.
Damn, what
you
kind
can't
of women
control
do
me.
y'all fuck with? Like, who do y'all
What you mean?
know?
That's out here.
Yeah, that's how
That's
it is.
how-
I mean, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just wondering where it is.
It may not fit you, but it's a whole lot of women that
That's-
They making the money just so they can tell
wrong.
somebody what to do. So, I mean, but back in the day, like I said, men always been working. I remember because you gotta get, if you want a woman, you gotta work somewhere. You can't sleaze your way through. I mean, you probably could, but that's not sustainable.
So I would like to clear something up. Bam called me a gold digger.
Oh,
man.
Bam, that was harsh. I'm not. No, all jokes aside, though, I am not a gold digger, but I am very.
but you want that gold.
No, I'm just very old school. I just feel like
What does that mean?
for me,
You don't want to work?
She don't.
I don't.
If she didn't have to, she wouldn't.
I mean,
She
that's.
Is this
But you
a
gotta
read?
find somebody that's
it's true.
that's willing to meet that standard. I know I have a cousin that she works, but she doesn't have to work. Her husband makes enough money where he take care of all the bills and things like
Okay,
that.
all right. But here's the thing that I just want to say this.
Go ahead,
If
my bad.
Tasha's saying, like, I
don't
don't
wanna-
want to work, like, y'all realize the capabilities that she has to take care of shit, right? So her not working means her not actually going and clocking in at a job. She still can do a lot of shit. Like, she'll
so
cook,
she still-
she'll clean,
okay.
she'll take care of the kids. That's a
I will
fucking
be that
24-hour a
old
day job. Like,
Nobody
that
said they
shit-
was against that though. We
Yeah, but-
we trying to get clarification on her end. Like
Right,
she like
but I'm
but-
going based off the conversation that's happening this
think
week.
it's
I don't know what
Even
the hell's
based off,
happening anywhere else,
even based
but,
off
like,
that, like how much cleaning can you do?
Are you fucking kidding me? Like,
I'm
I
if it-
come from a household
love
where my
this.
father literally worked, like, I come from a traditional household. My daddy was the breadwinner.
Right, I understand
My
that.
mom was the
Housemaker.
housekeeper, but
Yep,
or
homemaker.
housemaker. What? Sorry,
Right, homemaker.
that's not what I.
Housewife.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Housewife. My mama's
Housewife.
job never
Homemaker.
stopped. My daddy came home from work. She was still doing shit all
agree with that.
day long. 24 hours a day. Wasn't no
fuck
damn
with that.
holidays.
Is that what
wasn't
you
no
want? Is
damn
that what's
weekends.
considered old school though? That's considered old school, but that's not
That should be normal.
I
But
see
if you
today.
ask, but what was the question that you asked? Because your ask was how much can you clean, motherfucker?
Right, how much
Evidently a goddamn lot. What
Nah,
was you talking
how much
about?
can you clean though? Like if you
A
got
lot.
how many kids y'all got?
Goddamn.
Introduction to
A
the
lot.
Detroit.
No
lawyer.
man.
A lot.
how many?
Nah, you
so
gotta
how many?
relax.
How many
Cleaning
kids? How
all
many
day.
kids was in the
Like
house?
how many kids?
There
in
was
the house?
only 2 kids in the house, but goddamn, she
Y'all
was
cleaning
cleaning
every day?
The fuck are you talking about?
The kids doing?
Do you
Yeah,
not
yeah,
understand
yeah.
how a
Lawyer is a
family
lawyer.
works?
I do,
Because she
but
got the
Families
argument.
work.
Hey,
Are
I'm
you
a-
kidding me?
Hey,
There's
I'm
always
gonna
dishes
keep
to-
it all the way
there-
100. My grandmother was a housewife, but with the cleaning that you talking about, she had a schedule, and she didn't have to. She wasn't cleaning 24/7.
But that sounds
and
normal.
she taught.
But it's not
and-
always cleaning
Hold
24/7.
on.
Like,
Hold on. And
Yep.
she taught her children how to clean too, right? So
Yeah.
she managed the house. That's real. Just to be all the way 100 for people that I don't know if you married
I'm
or
not
not.
saying my mom's like
I don't know if you
cleaning
married or
24
not, but
hours
the
a day,
wife's
but
job as a helpmeet is to manage.
do you understand what cleaning
you go.
consists of? It's
I-
like
I do.
dusting, sweeping, mopping, laundry, dishes,
else-
cooking.
Managing.
Like,
And every
goddamn.
house don't
I got
require
you.
24/7.
All my daddy had to do was go and make the money. My mama had to.
You're gonna be
My
mad.
That's
mama
what
had
she
to
be-
pay
what
out
I-
the bills. She had to
do.
take the kids here and there. She had
I
to do
got
this
you.
and that. Like that shit don't
I got
stop.
you. Can we calm down, please?
Yeah, I mean I'm calm.
I'm feeling attacked right
Nah,
now.
that was a
Me being
trigger.
calm.
I'm feeling attacked.
That was a-
I
that
must
was
have-
a trigger.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
sorry.
Well,
I
my
must
bad.
have-
Did
Hit
you
dog
feel
and
attacked?
hit a
dog and holler.
trigger.
My bad.
That was a
I didn't-
trigger.
I didn't
That was a
mean-
trigger.
See, we gonna need to know what she really dealing with. What you dealing with at home, Pern?
Who, me?
Yeah, shit, I had like.
No, I'm not dealing with anything at home.
That's
I'm
your
just
dog.
saying.
Looking at
I just
cleaning
made
all
a
day.
statement. What I'm saying is, so even if that's what you're, but even in that situation, that's something that your mother allowed your father to do because she didn't hold him
Absolutely. That was an
accountable for
agreement
anything at the
between
home.
them.
But nowadays, most men not doing that. Like most men are active with their kids. They're cooking, they're cleaning,
Some.
they're cutting the
That's
grass.
actually a lot.
There's things like that
Majority.
going on today. Even with
A lot
this-
more than
I mean,
they
They're
give credit
active
to.
with. Did you say with the
I agree
grass?
with that.
No, with like cutting grass, making
Yeah,
sure.
my father was the person who cut our grass and stuff, and he was
Right,
still
but they're
active
still
in our
the men
lives.
are
But
today can wash clothes. They can take care of the kids.
they can.
And they some men
And they
do.
do. And they do.
Can
Because there's a lot of women out here that can't do that, or
And
they
we
feel
do.
overwhelmed, or they can't feel like they can't, or they're not the like their grandmother or their
My
mother. They
only
can't do
point
that.
in making that whole thing was like, I take issue with thinking that like what if Tasha's saying like I want to be a kept woman or I want to be a homemaker? That's a job in and of itself. Like I don't have no issue with her saying that.
I never said that wasn't a job.
We never shut that down.
Well, no, I think she's more so responding to
the don't work part.
Bam was like, Tasha, you a gold digger? I think that's what she's
saying
really
that she's
responding to.
Well, then that's what I'm responding to.
Oh, but I never said she was a gold digger.
You think I'm being hostile towards you? I'm not.
I mean,
And this is how I speak.
She's a lawyer.
My bad. I just speak like
And this her
Just-
first. Y'all
This how she be in court.
so I don't go to court. You know, so I don't know how the lawyers do.
I can tell
It
you
goes
about
down
court.
on a lady in a
This is how you want your lawyer to be.
You can tell she be getting them in court.
Okay, I got
She
you.
be getting them
I
in
checked
court.
out the IG. She be winning the cases. So.
Goes
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, this is how you want your
Her
lawyer
success
to be.
rate is probably pretty high. I can just
Absolutely.
Didn't mean to personally attack you.
I-
We're not.
in Perna we trust.
I did feel away. I did feel away.
Well, my bad.
No, you
Sorry.
good.
So then my thing is with the new age woman though, it's not a lot of men that want to be like stay-at-home dads or step into some of
That's
those
not true either.
stay-at-home
Motherfuckers
dads
want to stay home too.
and step into those roles that
Hey,
women
some
primarily
do it.
held down in the feminine
when my daughter was born, I stopped working for 2.5 years. The first 2.5 years of her life, all she knew was daddy at being
See?
at home. I took care of my daughter every day.
So you were the stay-at-home dad.
Yes, absolutely. And her mama got to work.
Get that bread.
I don't want that life.
She making
but-
that
And the funny thing is,
He making
I
lunch.
still had to pay child support.
Oh, well, I mean,
You
Even
should've been- you should have been getting alimony.
Even though
I know.
I took care of my child every day. Her daycare
should've had
bill
her
was
friend.
paid
well, the
when she
friend
went
of
to
everyone knows the
daycare. You
friend
know
of the
what I'm
court.
saying? So,
Everyone knows the friend of
but
the
I'm just
court
saying,
is flawed.
it was actually a lot of
No,
guys
it's not.
like me who actually was taking care of their kids.
That's a
but
fact.
They don't put that information out there, so there's this stigma that men don't take care of their kids or not being 24/7 dads, that they're only part-time dads.
yeah.
This is what they push out there. So then we just get a bad rap all the way across the
Or
board.
what about when
and the
you do
dudes
both,
be
though?
like, yeah, this ain't true.
I-
But our voice ain't heard in that area.
We don't
It's
have
like,
an
no, it ain't. Y'all supposed to be at work. The thing is men supposed to be at work and let the women do everything at the home. But if the dude want to be paternal for real, it's really frowned upon.
but that's
because
important,
it also translates to what you saying. Like you like, I don't want to take care of a dude, right? There's a lot of women that feel the same way. And if a dude is taking care of his child full time, they like, well, you just gonna be doing it by yourself because I don't want to carry you. So then the dude has to make a decision like, I can't date.
Right.
Like I didn't date for 3 years.
No,
I didn't date.
I wouldn't have made that decision.
Thank God for my wife now, but I didn't
Yes.
date. I didn't
Okay.
date because I
so
was taking
committed.
care of my daughter full time. The cloud of he probably got baby mama drama, right?
Yeah.
These
And you're not
stereotypes
making
need to be changed.
you're not making a lot of money. In they mind, like you, there's no way that you can do that and take care of
And
me
see, a
too.
new age woman
Yeah.
not dealing with that.
Yeah.
Wait, a
Well, I
new
don't
age?
think
What
I'm
are you?
new age, but I wouldn't have been dealing with that.
understand.
Half of y'all don't want a dude who got a baby mama. Y'all get mad the moment that y'all found out it was another kid. Like, come on, we in
All
our
right.
30s.
Well, you
40s.
know, you're using a real blanket statement with.
You know, I'm very
He
blank.
uses all the things that apply
I'm
to
very
me.
blank.
Who came up with this topic?
This is very.
We both did.
This is very
You know how
blanket
we
because
do.
I really don't know what the hell I'm even doing here. Then,
You
like,
are
I don't know what my
you
purpose
are
is.
different
Like,
new age.
You are
woman.
for
She
real.
outlier.
well, then I'm not. I shouldn't be the one on this podcast talking because, like, I wouldn't mind.
That's what I'm saying. Because you'll
Like,
do both.
I don't mind having a man that is gonna stay at home if he takes care, and he don't even got it. Like if we had kids and stuff, like take care of the kids. Like I actually like cleaning, and I don't mind cooking. I'm not that great. I'm trying to get better, but like I don't mind doing that
You can
shit.
take
So,
cooking
but like
classes, though.
cleaning, I'm here for the cleaning. Like I will come home and clean. I don't want you to be no slob ass motherfucker. Like you can't just be like dropping shit. But like if you just tidy enough, like you ain't really got to clean. I like cleaning, so I'm cool with that. And you really don't have to work. Like you could do whatever you do
I fuck
that's
with her.
that's productive at the crib. But I'm definitely going to, as long as you keeping shit copacetic at the crib while I'm working, because my job is
Get y'all a lawyer, fellas. Get you an attorney on your side.
Whoa.
Hey, can I get a card before you leave tonight?
Hell no. Unless you got a pending case, you can't get you a card. 'Cause this ain't no fucking. This is
They
not.
be so busy, they ain't got time for that shit.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
don't care if
literally,
you working or not. Just be there when she needs you there.
It's your favorite lawyer's favorite lawyer over there. My Detroit lawyer.
But I'm speaking
Just
for
hashtag
myself.
that shit. It's out there. You gonna find her.
But that's the majority of women who are busy right now. And in a certain sense, outside of what Tasha is saying, the women who actually want to be out there, who is that boss and got things going on, some of them actually don't mind a dude not having everything.
Yeah.
And they okay with him being wherever he is while she's busy.
But I think that goes back to what Jerrell was saying, and I think those women like control.
The control.
Yeah, they're going to demasculate you.
I don't mind. I'm going to submit. Because I ain't got to go to work. I'm submitting.
So it's no such thing as having both.
I'm like,
well, what do you feel like is emasculating that a woman is going to do to him? Like,
try to control. When a woman is trying to control a man, it's never going to work.
In what way? Like
Any
you
way.
have to define the word control.
No,
you can't just throw that up there.
No,
You're
like any
control.
way a woman try to control a man, and he always rebels against that.
You're still using the word control, and you're not defining it.
When I hear control, this is what I think of. What he's saying is for like telling me where you want me to be, what I want to do, how I'm going to go.
She's definitely
badgering
the witness. I'm asking for
define control. I mean, you got a phone. Go to the Google machine.
I'm asking for your definition of it.
Just control. Just control means you.
I don't need Webster's to tell me.
Okay, we'll give some.
He's on trial right now.
You're about to tell me. So
I need a lawyer. I need a lawyer out here.
Do you know any of his exes or something?
She might.
No, I don't even know this man. I've never met him
in
before.
with a docket like.
She never seen this man a day in her life.
Help me understand, right?
Let me just ask this, Jerrell. By control, do you mean like call all the shots, make all the decisions, don't let you really have a say?
Right, because it's not going to be equal at that
in front of the kids, like
just the way you
your
talk
daddy
to
ain't
him.
making no money. He ain't nobody to ask, like stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay.
But why do you assume that it would be that way?
Cause she know what y'all do, just like he know what y'all do.
That's not true.
That's what y'all do. Y'all talk mad shit. I'm sure you done cussed the dude out, told him get the fuck out your house with your broke ass. After you done took care of him, done loved on him, now he's a broke bum bitch. Get out. She's quiet. Cause this is what they do.
I'm just saying, if
exactly what they do.
First of all, no. If, and I use the word if very heavily, if that has ever happened, that was due to...
All women do it.
Hold on
You
a
are
second.
not exempt.
Hold on. Can I tell you?
You know, they don't like to do that word all. Don't do that.
All.
They get mad.
Come on. All. I want to hear
No, if I did that, that was based upon the fact that my requirement for a partner in life, which I don't like to use the word partner like this, like
See, that sounds
a
controlling
man. Like,
already.
hold on, no, okay, and it can be, but what I'm willing to give versus what I want to receive, two different things. I want time, I want attention. If you can't give me that in lieu of what I can give you,
But there's
in
a
exchange,
nicer
I'm sorry,
way
in
to say
exchange,
that, though.
in exchange for what I can. You
There's
know how many,
a nicer way to
I can say it
I
the
don't want
nice
to fuck
way.
with you no more. There's a nicer way to say I'm losing interest. There's a nicer way.
Yeah, and you go through all them stages. I have went through all those stages. I went through the stages of saying, you know, I really need more time. I just need a little bit more time. I went through all of that. Like, how many
it's
times
the
can
stages
somebody...
that y'all get to then now you can disrespect
let me tell you,
or...
Because how many times I gotta say the same thing? I say it nicely.
See.
I say it angrily.
But even when you say that, you know how you sound? You sound like a mother talking to a child.
That is not how I
many
said
times
it.
I gotta
No.
say? And
it's not like I had to. It's not like I was in his face being like, "How many times I got to tell you?" No, it didn't start that way. It
so
probably
you started
got that
thinking
way.
it, and then it was an outburst.
But
eventually.
do you understand the first time you feel neglected by
see the way
somebody?
she talking
Like
right
when you. Come on, man.
See what you talking right now?
When you giving somebody,
I'm just saying.
when you giving somebody your everything.
I'm not saying, but I'm just saying.
Well, don't not say, but say. Just say it if you say
I mean,
it.
it's already been seen. We're experiencing it right now.
Like, say it if you say it.
Because I feel away, and we don't even know each other, and I feel away.
And you see Tasha quiet because she knows she talk ass shit.
Yeah, so it's like...
Well, you got to get me to the point to talking cash shit, because my thing is this, like, I will let so much things go. And I'll
that's a problem, though.
When I say let them go, I mean, like, not blow up about them. I won't let them go. I'm not brushing nothing under the rug.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about it. But the way I'm talking about it is like, listen, we should work on this. We should do this.
But see, when women say we should work on something, that means the man got to make an adjustment.
But I feel like men don't ever want women to say nothing to them, period.
That's not
true at all.
Real.
That's not true.
Hell yeah.
That's not true.
Speak on that.
No, the
because
only
that is
thing
the
that
truth.
we don't want to hear is if I say I'm going somewhere, don't ask me 3 questions after that. If I say I'm doing X, Y, Z, don't ask me what time I'm coming back.
They gonna ask you, bro.
But y'all can ask us that though, right?
I shouldn't have to ask you. You should actually be telling me.
Oh!
Because I'm your
Get your ass the
I
fuck
gotta
on,
make sure
sir.
you protect it.
Oh,
So
okay.
in order for
So
me to
imagine
protect you,
somebody who's
Come
not
on, man.
providing,
Hilarious.
expecting you.
I need all
Hilarious.
I need
This is
your
what-
location.
okay.
Fuck out of here.
Hey,
This is what I'm getting
you put that
at.
little-
This is why I still want to be
Fuck it,
traditional and
y'all
old
talking
school.
about. No
Because
way.
I can't
Hilarious.
imagine somebody who's not providing expecting me to be running down my whereabouts and they ain't got to tell theirs.
Oh, so who said I don't have to tell mine?
I'm just saying.
I'm just not gonna go into all them details.
That's what I'm saying though. If you ain't paying bills and stuff, why you think you don't have to go into all them
Oh, if I
So,
ain't paying
like, why
bills.
we even jumping ahead, like,
Okay,
as far as,
yeah.
like, paying bills and stuff like that? Why
But
we can't
see-
just, you got your space, I got my space? Why is all this co-mingling even before
Okay,
we get
so
married?
fine.
Because it
even
was
if you
what
have
he
your
said.
space and I have my space, if you think that you demanding answers of me,
Nobody
but
said that. I
motherfucker,
didn't say demand. He said that. Why you yelling at me? Yell
Okay,
at
well, all
him.
right, fine.
He
Let
said
me look at him.
demanding.
If you think you could demand some motherfucking answers
Right.
of me, but I
I
can't say
can't.
I can't.
That would be my
and I
answer.
can't ask shit of you, motherfucker.
No, you
get
can't
the fuck
ask.
out of here. Oh, but you just
can't
not
ask
going.
too many fucking questions.
Oh, so
Just
3 is too many.
Limit them shit.
Fuck out of here.
Limit them.
You sound
Get to
stupid.
the point. And I got
Oh, I
shit
know
to
how
do.
to get to
Better-
the point.
better
I
be
know
the
how
right
to limit
questions.
shit, but
Yeah.
your ass gonna be tripped up with the first 3 fucking questions I ask.
No,
It's
just
not
give
gonna
me
be-
your location and we Gucci. Questions answer
Fuck outta
every
here.
time. Let me just pull my phone up. Oh, that's where she at. Okay, be safe.
You gonna drop your location for me too?
You doing too much. You worry about
I'm doing too much. You want me to drop my motherfucking location, but you're not gonna drop yours?
Hilarious.
You're not protecting me. I'm protecting you. I
How
need,
the fuck you know I'm not protecting you? You don't
How
know
you
who the fuck I have
protecting
out
me?
here in these streets watching
Oh.
for you.
now I'm being monitored. That's what it sounds
Oh,
like.
but I'm
We keep
being
you
monitored,
safe.
and I need you to
Hey.
monitor me.
Whoever you are, bro, you better get a fucking job because she's taking care of you. Your ass actually on probation. Don't even know it.
Okay, so I have a question.
Get it.
For Jerrell.
What up?
Do you or could you see yourself? Do you want or could you see yourself with a new school woman?
Define new school.
What we just said earlier, like the
working woman or just the
bread-
boss?
No, like the boss, the breadwinner.
With social media, they into all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Wait, why they gotta be into
I
all of that?
mean,
Because they are.
maybe. It
Maybe.
depends on the woman. It depends on her state of mind. It's not just about. It's all about ideology. You know what I'm saying, and how you actually feel about marriage, relationships, and things like that. So we definitely it's just about conversations. So I think before you get in relationships, you need to have conversations.
You do.
And I think
that's
that'll
not
alleviate-
happening.
Well, you know.
Even Chuck talked about that.
Yeah, that's the most important thing,
Like
communication.
it's too much texting and not enough like really talking.
Not enough outlining what you want and need from the other person.
Yeah.
That's what's not happening.
I think you need to know what you bring to the table.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody is self-evaluating or being self-aware enough about what they're actually bringing. Everybody looking for something.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's dig into that phrase. What you bring to the table.
I am the table.
What does that exactly? What does that mean
Hey, that's
to
what
you?
that's what both people be thinking. And that's why they
What
be
you bring
clashing.
to the table?
Yeah, that's a fact.
But I mean, is that what
As
you
if two
bring to the
tables
table
can't be in the same
financially?
room.
What you
That's
bring
what's
to the
going on.
table?
No, I
like,
think it's way more than
No,
that.
you just your self worth. You know
okay.
yourself. What you bring into any friendship,
situation,
relationship.
yeah.
I think it's finances aside. I think it's like morality. It's character. It's shit.
Oh,
That's a super
wait.
definitive shit that like can't nobody else build that off of. Like
it's you.
I just remembered.
exactly.
It's
It
you.
really is.
The block got so hot, I forgot to open up for callers. So if anybody wants to call in and share their perspectives
Oh,
or
shit, I
dig
forgot
in
too,
and jump
my
into the
bad.
conversation, please do. The phone lines are open. It is 248-854-9850, right? Okay. So, yes, call in. I see some people in the comments, but if you do want to call in and jump in on the conversation over the phone lines are open. Again, that number is 248-854-9850.
She always getting us together.
So,
That's what the table is, though.
Yeah,
It's your integrity. It's your morality. It's your character.
Yes.
It's that, because based on that,
But
that's the
ain't how people
foundation of
looking at it.
Oh, that's what it is.
You're correct.
I don't know how
but
they're.
that's not what's going on up here for most people.
Yeah, most people putting it into
They looking at what can you do for me.
That's what I'm saying earlier about you looking for somebody to do something for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not looking at what you can do for somebody else.
But I'm not. That's not how I like. I am a genuine person, so don't get it twisted when I say the things that I say about my expectations for relationships and the kind of relationship I want and the kind of man that I want. Because, like, even Chuck can attest that, like, I'm a good woman to a man that I'm with. It's just these, in my experiences as of late, these men have gotten so far away from just being stand-up men. Like, even with, like, honesty, old school values and traditions. That's why I wanted you to come, because I consider you a stand-up type of guy.
I mean, that's...
I mean, you've made mistakes. You ain't perfect.
I'm not even saying that. What I'm saying is, like, honesty. I mean, niggas been lying since the beginning of the time.
How does that make that okay?
No.
I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying you love about old school. Like, we romanticize old school, but it really wasn't that great back then. You know what I'm saying?
But
like, how great
what
was
I'm
it?
saying is, I want to be like, if somebody expects me to bring my authentic self to the table, I want to be met with that same
But
authenticity.
that's not old school, though. To me, that's not old school, because a lot of times it's been situations where a father dies and he has another family nobody knows about come to the funeral. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
It was a lot. It was a lot of that in our parents.
It's a lot of people.
Despite the fact that's
generation.
not old school, then
But
how do you
even
take
in,
what she's
but I'm
saying?
saying, regardless of those outside situations, the old schoolness was even the courtship or the gathering of, or the meeting up of the two people and how they linked up and got together.
Courting.
Yeah, I mean, I just think, like, you know,
I think that's more of just who you are as a person. I don't think that's old school or new school. If you're romantic now or you were romantic back then, I don't think that has anything to do with the time frame. Because, and sometimes I don't know. I just think that it's no perfect situation. It's no perfect timing for anything. I don't think that you can just say, I want old school, I want new school. I think you have to find out what works for you. And I think you need to find out what you want, who you are, and then look for that. And then if you don't want to settle, just don't settle till you find what you're looking for.
Facts.
And I think that's the best way to go about it, because you're trying to fit this mold of old school, new school, and you're going to be out. You're going to not find what you're never going to find the perfect situation. So that's what I think.
Which that go back to the point of people not actually communicating, not saying what you want, what you need, having that tough conversation with an individual.
yeah.
It's just that simple. You put everything on the table, and if y'all honest with each other, then y'all can build off that and work out whatever works for that relationship. It doesn't have to be one way. I mean, I agree.
And things change, right? People change, people grow, you know, things like that. So you have to have those conversations constant communication. You know, you got to make your time for your significant other hanging out. If you find your little, whatever your little thing is, if it's watching Power or whatever, just find your time to be together.
See, this is why I think my future husband is not a stranger, or won't be a stranger to me, because, like, I really, like, I've noticed for me, when I meet people with the intention of it supposedly being like a romantic situation, it just seems to feel so like some fuck shit. Like, it's hard to, I find it hard to build.
Like, develop that genuine bond type thing?
Yes.
Is it because you have a wall up, or is it because...
I don't have a wall up. It's because people are full of shit.
Ulterior motives.
Yeah, but it starts with what's in your mind, because if you are automatically had this thought that this is how something is going to pan out, the more negative things that you think about, it has a higher frequency of happening versus the
But
good.
I don't.
You have to change your thought. You have to come in with the best intentions at all time, or you have to start claiming a certain type of person in your life.
Okay, now you remember when I first met somebody recently. I'm like, oh, this is a good one right here. I'm not finna mess this up. Like, I really thought, like, this was about to be a good one, because he
But you
came correct.
But you also saw little bitty pieces of bullshit that you was ignoring
along the way, not in the beginning.
But it was fast.
Yeah, the whole thing moved fast.
See, that was a different, because it was a circumstance in which y'all met. So your mindset in that particular moment was completely different as well. But I think you need to maintain that mindset that you had at that beginning. Should be all your beginnings, because once you start building walls, then you start blocking from showing who you really are. So then you and that individual aren't going to actually really mash in the way that you want to, because you are not being your authentic self.
But I always go in being my authentic self, and then somebody F's it up, and then I'm like, I pull back.
But that should be conversations, not instantly pull back. Not the frown like, are we not even talking about it? You just,
because I'm like, because like the conversation was when I met you and told you how I am and what, you know what I mean? Like,
you're not repeating yourself is what you're saying. That's not communication.
Sometimes you gotta show people how to love you, though.
Exactly.
So you might have to teach him what you know, because dudes only know one thing. They try to do the same thing. When it worked on one chick, we trying that on everybody. You know what I'm saying? To adopt work no more. So
I'm doing that.
You have to show dudes how to.
I'm gonna just tell you from experience, you are gonna have to repeat yourself. I'm just telling you. And it also goes to the point of him saying earlier, like how your relationship is constantly evolving, because each person is constantly evolving,
changing.
So, in order for things to be where you need it to be, your communication has to be constant, and you will have to repeat things. Like, I don't like to repeat stuff, but because I'm not single anymore, and the other person I'm supposed to be thinking of before me, in order for us to really have, continuity and camaraderie and all that good stuff, like, I do have to repeat myself, because she's still shedding things from the past, right? Like the things that she may have created a habit.
Like what I just,
you know what I'm saying? Just like the things that I created habits, you know what I'm saying, on my journey to meeting her, and I'm still shedding things too. Like we still shedding old skin, creating new skin, you know what I'm saying? So
go ahead, attorney.
This has nothing to do with me being an attorney. Stop putting that on me. I'm just being a person right now. I'm off work. But I kind of feel like, accountability for people has just went away in every fucking way, shape, and form. Why the fuck would I have to fucking repeat myself to you this many times? Once, twice. When does it stop being repeating yourself and just starts to become fucking insanity?
Maybe
like,
put it on the
when do we get to that point?
I think I struggle.
So when do we
because
get to the point of putting a number on how many times you repeat yourself?
When is it? It's called repetition after it's done once. That's when that's where the number comes in. You got to do it more than once. It's repetition. It's a number.
She's not repeating herself.
She's not playing with nobody. So you come to her
to the root.
I mean, that's what's up.
She not playing.
I'm a living man. It's working for us, and we got every relationship that I know that's successful. Every relationship I got. My parents were married 40 years. I got aunts and uncles who've been married 40 plus years, and they've all told me the same thing. If you think that you can be in a relationship and not have to repeat something, regardless of how many times you got to repeat it, in order for y'all both to stay on the same page, you're going to have a problem.
But what I'm saying to you,
we're just talking about communication. We're not saying not saying somebody doing something to you that's that's wrong or bad.
Right, like I shouldn't have to keep telling you.
It take people a long time to break habits. If you had a habit 30-something years before you met a person, how do you think that habit's going to go away in 2 years?
Or one conversation.
But I'm not saying it has to be one. I'm saying, first of all, the definition of repetition is more than one. But
I get that.
Go ahead.
But I'm saying, like, at a certain point, people nowadays, I feel like people lack accountability. They just want to. They take it off into all these other subsections of things that just don't get to the point of, like, if I say we need to communicate about this, and all of a sudden I gotta say again, we need to communicate about this.
You just telling him to tell you something?
No, we need to. Communication is a two-way street.
I understand
I'm not saying,
but you're saying that I gotta communicate that to you for you to communicate.
If I'm communicating with somebody and their response is, "Yeah, okay, I hear you. Yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah, okay, I hear you." That's not communication, right?
Well, I got you.
And that's the way a lot of people these days communicate. They just want to. They think communication is, I'm listening to what you're saying. Okay, yeah, I hear you. Okay, I'm listening. I hear you.
I got you.
That is not So then I fall into the pattern of having to repeat myself. But then how many times is that even getting somewhere before you have any accountability to be like, okay, I've actually heard you, I'm listening to you, and I'm going to actively participate in this conversation in order for this to get to a higher platform.
Okay.
That is what lacks in today's world, because everybody just wants to feel like they've let somebody have the platform.
Yeah,
cool, you had the platform. Yeah. I heard you. Yeah, I heard you. Okay, yeah, I heard you. Man, that shit gets so fucking old so quickly.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree with that.
So...
Yeah.
Accountability is what lacks in our communication. Communication can, the intention to communicate can be there, but without the accountability to actually actively participate in the communication, there's no fucking reason to communicate. There's just no fucking reason.
There's a lot of one-sided conversations taking place.
Absolutely.
I mean, that wasn't what I was talking about, but whatever.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
see,
I get what she was talking
You are
about.
an anomaly in this room at the moment.
I mean, nothing I said erased accountability. You made an assumption and
Yeah,
you took it to that place.
I mean,
now,
I
I
think-
get what you're saying because accountability is lacking, but that wasn't what I was talking about.
You were just talking about repeating yourself.
You repeat
Right.
yourself.
But I feel like
but
to
it's
a certain...
it's literally something that you have to do in communication, whether you agree or not. I'm coming from a married
Repeating
man
yourself.
perspective, and
Right.
it's different. And I'm talking about other people who are married people and been married long time
Several
and
years,
successful,
right.
who have been telling me the same thing for a long time, and I get it now because I'm married. I'm not coming from a single perspective.
But with that repetition, that's what I'm saying. With that repetition, there comes a sense of account. Like, you're repeating yourself for a reason. You're getting some sort of positive feedback that's allowing you to feel comfortable repeating it.
Or
Am
what
I right?
level of repeating ourselves are we talking about, though? Because I think there's repeating yourself, and then there's like,
Just saying the same
Adding
shit
on to
over
the
and
now
over
you're
again.
just dismissing my need. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
you're
that's what she's
dismissing a
talking about,
need.
the
Or,
accountability.
If you're being repetitive because somebody's not listening to you, that's different.
Yeah,
But that's
Yeah.
what's
We're not talking
so
about-
it's not
but I
repeating
wa- but I
yourself
wasn't-
if you're adding on to the conversation every time. So I think I could be
My
wrong.
point of view was not coming from the standpoint of somebody ignoring you. I was responding to what she said, so she'd know that you can't automatically be upset or be like, I don't want to communicate because I got to say something to you more than once.
Right.
Well, I don't care
That's
about that.
the-
I don't mind.
So
repeating
that's-
myself.
They're
So I'm
actively
saying you have to be,
communicating.
you're
Yeah.
going to have to be repetitive in a relationship when it comes to communicating, because each person is coming with baggage and history that is longer than where you are currently.
Yeah.
And so if you don't have enough patience and understanding
Which a lot of
to
people
get
don't.
past yourself, you're going to have a problem. It's going to be hard for you to communicate, just like it's going to be hard for you to listen to the other person.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But
That's a part of the communication, the actual
hear that.
speaking and the actual listening, right?
Yeah.
And each person is going to be, there's got to be a back and forth. There's got to be an exchange.
Yes.
And sometimes you're going to have to repeat something because it takes a person a while, especially when y'all have several things going on. Each day is going to be a different thing that you're going to have to tackle. Once kids are involved, it's going to shift.
That's different.
Your mindset, anything that you're thinking about that day is going to shift because you're thinking about the kids. You're not thinking about
Everything.
other stuff.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? If something happens at your job and it creates stress and trauma, guess what? You're not thinking about everything else. You're thinking about that job at that moment.
I agree.
So your partner, in order to help you reset, is probably going to have to repeat something to you to bring you back to a better place.
I know you dying to respond.
That's all I'm saying.
But you got stuck on one piece.
She like that bull before they let it loose. You just in the cage, just ready to go. You know, what
I
I'm
don't
saying,
think they could cage it.
I'm a lioness.
I see.
can't be caged. No.
I
Yeah,
see.
it's true.
What? Yeah, it's true. Come
She
on.
on one.
Twillis. What? Really gonna come for me like this?
No, I'm just a realist. What?
Y'all in the
No.
same boat.
What?
It's a good conversation, though.
Y'all in the
It's really
same
it's
boat,
about
though.
perspective for
Yeah.
each person.
Yeah.
It is,
yeah.
Always.
What you willing to put
You
up
know,
with. And you got to think about like how you communicate with somebody, because the how you speak may not be how that person understands.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's about
you might,
speaking to your audience for sure.
yeah. So you got to know who you're talking to, and now that might need to see it, or they don't even might be a blind spot for them. They're not even realizing they doing something, or
Yeah.
they have to really maybe they have to really focus in on what you're telling them, and it just takes time. And like he was saying, you got to have patience. But I wanted to say, like, did y'all see that Chris Rock clip when he was talking about relationships, where he was saying like, we in the service industry. When you're in a relationship, like you're just
I
you're
heard
serving
that
people.
on the radio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you think about it through that perspective, that'll change a lot of this. You know what I'm saying? And how you approach situations like that.
But people don't, because even, I mean, that's, if you want to take it there, that's biblical. You're supposed to die to your feelings. You're supposed to die to yourself for your spouse. Like, funny, Chuck and I had asked Chuck something last time. I'm like, do you really believe that, like, one person in a relationship, if it's a traditional relationship, do you really believe that one person is stifling their true desires and they rather be non-traditional? And he was like, yes, I believe that in every relationship somebody has died to something they truly want. And
you sacrifice.
You have to die. Really, I mean, something has to give. You can't have everything can't run concurrently. You have to make a decision.
Are we on this? My thing is, if we are dying to something that's self-imposed or self-feeding, is your spouse on the same page with you? Is your partner?
That's the chance. That's what the conversation, that's the communication, that's the relationship has to reflect, right? That's like Coretta Scott. When she met Martin Luther King, she was like an opera singer, she a professional singer, things like that. She sacrificed that whole career to get behind him. So she made that choice and it worked out. You know what I'm saying? But it could have not worked. You know what I'm saying? That's just the chances you take in relationships, period.
Same conversation we just had the other day. She's over it, too.
Yeah.
Because I'm just...
Get to work, man.
I just keep
Punch
telling
that clock.
people, I'm dating this podcast.
It's like a whole workshop today.
It's my boyfriend.
Are you pondering on something, Pete?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about what you guys just said. I don't know. That's
I
interesting.
hope it's sinking in just a little bit.
I mean, it's
for both of you.
It's what? On what sense are you saying that?
In all sense.
So we just have.
I hope it sinks in for you too.
Thank you.
In all senses.
I hope it do too, because I need.
And I hope it sinks in for you too.
It definitely sent there for me. I felt it. You know what I'm saying? I got the heat.
The spirit. It's
You know
all
what I'm
with you.
saying?
I learned a lot too.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's
I'm
sinking.
good.
While it's sinking in for me and Twill, it's like I want you. Yeah.
No,
So we just have a few minutes
Appreciate
left. Do you guys have any final thoughts?
No, I'm not
man,
speechless.
just-
Damn, for the first time.
Right.
My final thought, and I've been standing on this, is I don't seek to be a new age woman. I seek to be.
Yeah.
My final thought then is I'm cool where I'm at.
I seek to be the old school woman I am, who will continue to work and support myself until that special, godly, amazing someone comes down from the heavens and be like,
And I would
with
just
their
say
cape
to you,
on, with their cape on.
let that go.
Let's be clear.
And find what works exactly for you.
Yeah.
And only for you, because it's out there. You just have to create that mindset, and you have to already have it in your mind, and you have to be claiming it. You have to be walking in it. You have to also be celebrating as if you already have it. You can't live in what you don't want to have. Like, you don't want this life, or you don't want to work, then you have to start living as if you're already not working. You got to start celebrating like you already got that husband, and things do happen.
How am I supposed to do that when there's dogs attacking me on the DoorDash route?
Sometimes you can get big.
That's hilarious.
But no, we do appreciate y'all watching. We want to thank our guests for coming up
Appreciate
here.
for having
showing
me.
us love.
Yes, thank you.
We definitely will probably have these two back sometime.
Yes, indeed. So please join us again next week. We'll release the topic this week on our social media because I have the notes, but
Neither one of us had them up today.
exactly.
Last night was a long night for me, so it's my fault. I'll take the L for that one. But thank you, everybody, for watching. We definitely hope you join us next week. We appreciate you, and we out. Peace.
Peace. Bye.